1 minute until showtime.
Oh! Hey. Well, it was dead on 100, but we don't have as many guests at this time of the year. So let's do it one more time. Oh! Good enough. Let's roll.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, from the world's most famous beach, from where beach racing began, it's the Legends of Racing radio show. Live from racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill in Ponce Inlet, Florida. The Legends of Racing radio show. And your host, Buzz McKim. And co-host, Rich Combs.
Okay, here we are again, and we've got another good show for you today, and some really good information. It's sort of like a feedback with Catthy Bridges. You know, she's doing the Mopars at the beach deal, which we're expecting to get 4, maybe 500 hot rod Mopars. When I say hot rod, I'm talking about classic cars. And she's done this 8 years in a row before she got here. So guess what? I think she's going to do better because she's got us to help her and back her up and support her. And we got a lot of people who've already volunteered to help her. But before I get to Catthy, let me say, I'll give you an update on Buzz. I know everybody's here to see Buzz and say, where is he? He's improving. He's coming along, and some of you may have seen oh, yeah, that's absolutely. Some of you may have seen a picture of him on internet this week, and yeah, he's ready to get back. He's itching, and well, you know, he's itching, but he's ready to be back. And no big forecast yet, but he's on the mend and he's coming back. So now, with that being said, we got Catthy Bridges.
Yeah, welcome back, Catthy.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Glad to have you back. I think probably the first thing we should do for those who never wasn't here the first time you were here, to kind of give them a recap of where you're bringing a car show from and how it's getting here and your 501c set up with the state of Florida. So kind of bring us up to date, and then we'll go forward.
Okay, back in 2014, my husband received a Quilt of Valor for his service in Vietnam. And
wow.
Okay. Tommy will tell you that that's his most prized possession. And we wanted to give back to them in some way, and I can't sew, can't quilt, can't do anything like that, but I knew how to fundraise from teaching school for 43 years. So in 2016, there was a man from Columbia, South Carolina, who had been doing Mopar Week in Myrtle Beach since 2012, and he said he was giving it up. And he was a very good friend of ours, and we had asked him, since it was the only Mopar show around, and there were very few all Mopar shows, if we helped him there in Myrtle Beach to continue it and got all the permits for him and did all the running around there, would he continue? And he said he was really burned out and he wanted to give it up, so we asked, could we take it over? And he told us we could not use the name Mopar Week that he did, but to feel free and go for it. So we applied for a 501c3 with the IRS, and we applied and filed articles of incorporation in South Carolina to become a state charity. And in 2016, we did our first show. It was in an old mall parking lot, and we may have had 75 cars. But we raised $3,000, and I was excited for that. And we shared that $3,000 with Quilts of Valor, the Myrtle Beach Shorebird chapter, and an after-school program down in Pawleys Island for disadvantaged kids. And we continued to grow a little and got the word out across the country. And last year we had about 400 Mopars coming from 24 states, and we were able to donate $22,000 last year. So that brought our total to a little over 100,000. It was 104,300, I think, that we've been able to donate since 2016.
That's amazing.
And I want more money for charities here in Daytona.
Absolutely.
But we've always we added more charities, but we've always kept it to military and first responders. This year our charities are Mission 22, the Jason Rayner Foundation, Homes for Our Troops, Spouses Backing the Blue, and Tunnel to Towers. So
That's good. That's good. I like all of those.
Yes.
So I want to raise as much money as I possibly can, and I want this event to grow huge. Never will be like Carlisle, but I'm shooting for it. Okay?
Well, everybody's got to remember, and $100,000 to charity is nothing to sneeze about. But this lady, since I've known her, has been here, I think, every show or maybe missed one.
Everyone.
The time and effort, volunteer time and effort that she puts in to make this a success, we owe her a great gratitude and a thank you. So if you would, please
Thank you.
acknowledge Catthy.
Thank you. And that's one of the things is that we rely totally on volunteers to work the show, to help me do anything and everything. And nobody gets a salary or a stipend or any meals or anything like that. It's totally volunteer, and we donate 100% of our profit every year.
So if you've got 15 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, she will take your volunteer effort.
I definitely need people at the show on Saturday, October 5th, even if it's like to man the barricade at the street closures, just, for an hour at a time. I've got your wife who's going to do, Colleen's going to do T-shirt sales and raffle tickets for me, and I've got a friend who came with me last week, Deborah, that's going to help me there, man the table too. So I need all the volunteers I can get.
Well, I don't want to speak for Rich, but I think you could probably count on him and I helping you out some way.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to be there.
So I put him on the spot.
I know.
She's already put me in the street.
Okay.
She's told me, you will be in the street directing cars. I can do that. That's good. But Mike has already joined up. He's going to be one of your participants.
He's already pre-registered,
Yes.
so
Yeah,
I need lots of people to do that also, because that's where I get the money to the working money, the working capital to pay for some of the things like the venue and the police protection and everything that we have to pay for.
Well, let's talk about your volunteers. How is that coming along now? I think the first time you was here, we had the show and you were talking about volunteers. And before we got off the show, Larry James was up here saying, I want to volunteer.
I've got him
I think he was number one, wasn't he?
I've got him down, and I promised to have the chair there at the barricade for him.
Good deal.
He may want a cold glass of water, too.
Oh, I can do that, too.
Right.
So now,
And I'll give him the lanyard to come over to our VIP tent where we've got some of our cars that were pre-registered for VIP, and we're going to have drinks and snacks and things like that there for them.
okay, well, so your volunteers, you need more, and you've got lots of positions, and you've got different time frames. And so we're going out not to the audience that we have here today, but we're going to the audience that's out in the world there somewhere who's going to be driving in to see this. as I told you, the really big show, the one in Biloxi, Cruising the Coast, they had 10,000 registered cars last year.
It's totally amazing.
Colleen and I, not living in Biloxi, we went to that show 15 years in a row. We were stuck. It's so good. It's so much fun there. And I see you doing the same thing. As people, they just start to grow. And the people of Biloxi usually will shake your hand and say, "Thank you for coming, buddy." It's that type of thing. They like getting the money coming into them. And every little barbecue joint, every little beer joint, or every little place that's selling something gets money out of it. And the 10,000 that come in that are registered, that's sort of a drop in the hat. When Friday night gets there, all the people from Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, all the guys that are hot rodders, they come driving in. And they double the show. So you get an influx of another 10,000 people coming in. And that makes it really good. It runs 50 miles up and down the coast. So you ride along on US 90 and the coast is on one side and old Victorian homes are on the other side. It's a fun place to be.
That's a good idea. I think I'll think of that because I live at Merritt Island, and I wouldn't have so far to have to drive up here to Daytona.
Well, as you start getting more cars, you got to have places to put them.
Right.
And people love to drive their hot rods, their performance cars, their classic cars. And I like the show so much there. I just get out on the road and drive. Look at them coming at me, And I know Colleen is upset with me because I'm always saying, "Look, there's a 56 Chevy. There's a Willis. Look at that." I'm excited about seeing them. So I think you're going to go in that direction, and I hope you do. So
thank you. I'm hoping.
About volunteers, you got anything else you want to say that we can bring them in?
Well, anybody can contact me. My phone number is, it's okay to give it out, right? Okay.
Yes.
It's 864-325-9660. I answer every call, no matter if it's spam or not, because you never know. But if you would give me a call, I'm sure I can find you someplace on that Saturday to help us out. Because
what was that number again?
864-325-9660.
And I guarantee you she will answer the phone.
Yes.
I will answer the phone.
Well, with that being said, when you're putting your volunteers together, can they pick an event if they want to work? Or
I really need people more so for the show. Tuesday evening, we have a meet and greet at Twin Peaks in Daytona. And that's just like parking lot party. And then they go in and eat, and we pop our hoods and meet and greet and see all our old friends from last year from all over the country that came. And Wednesday, we're having the cookout at Mike Burgess's house out in the country near DeLand.
Oh, yeah.
And he owns Southern Images, and he's sponsoring that along with our title sponsor, Daytona Dodge. And also O'Reilly's and White Diamond Detail. They're all sponsoring the cookout on Wednesday, and they're having a live band. And let me just tell everything about the cookout while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We want to get people to come to it.
Okay.
I've been there. I know where
Okay. It's pre-registration only, and it's $15 per adult or per person. Children 6 and under are free. But that's one event that you have to go online and pre-register for so that we can give Mike an exact number or as close as we can to how many to expect. And it's limited to the first 130 cars. After that, we can't take any more. He says there's not places for parking. But he's having a live band and a cookout, and it'll just be a Mopar party all day long.
Great.
Well, that's one I'm going to be at. I can tell you, I've been there before. It's exciting. I know where it's at,
And I've heard he puts on a great party.
Oh, it'll be a party, and if he just brings the cars and the friends that he has, you'll probably do the 30 of them immediately. So you only
Okay.
need 100 people
more,
from your
100
group.
more.
Okay, yeah.
And then on Thursday, we'll be having our light show for all the cars with lighting, and everybody's welcome. Whether your Mopar has lights on it or not, it's got 2 headlights. But we are charging $10 for the ones that want to be judged. And that will be at the Daytona Beach Racing and Card Club that evening, Thursday evening, 5 till 9. And then Friday is all day at the Orlando Speed World. We have a day at the drag strip, and that was sponsored by Orlando Speed World, Safe Store, and Mike Clifford Transport.
Wonderful.
And I forgot to say, the light show is sponsored by R&R Tires in Daytona.
Wonderful. Well, Orlando Speed World for that day of racing. These are the guys that Mike and I and Tony and, these are the guys we want to talk to. We want to see them live up to what they think they can do. We're going to be there.
I want you there.
Yeah.
It's $200 for your tech card, and I have never done drag strip, okay? I admit, we ran laps at Darlington every year, but I haven't done drag strip.
Yeah.
But it's $200 to register, pre-registration, and that's your tech card, and then I'm not really sure exactly how Mike put this, but it's on the website, okay?
Yeah.
But it was where you could buy back if you were eliminated for $50. And the money that our charity receives will be the half of the $50 that we'll get back, $20 for spectators. And then once you're eliminated, then you can do test and tune all day long. So we're there 9 till 5, and the purse is $1,500 for the winner and $500 for the runner-up, and that was all sponsored by Mike Clifford Transport and Safe Store.
Wonderful.
That is a reasonable purse. That is good.
And for all you guys that are listening that want to try your car out, $200 is just to get on the drag strip. Guys like Mike and I, we're going to be having a cool adult beverage on the side and enjoying it. But the $50 on the buyback, and then you can test all day long. You can't do anything any cheaper. I mean, this is the most fun you can have in the front seat of a Mopar, right?
They had told me that their regular price was $350.
Yep.
And that's on what they're sponsoring us for is the $200. And we'll have food trucks there, and I have a pineapple Dole Whip vendor coming. I know you'll like that.
Well, it all sounds good. So let's take a break here, and
Okay.
we'll come back.
Good job.
I don't know, I'm nervous.
Yeah, you're doing great.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. At Beach Boys Embroidery and Tees, it's all about making you happy. Beach Boys Embroidery can customize your athletic golf apparel, caps, hats, badges, buttons, magnets, backpacks, bags, totes, clocks, watches, and of course, T-shirts. Sure, they're at 2033 South Ridgewood Avenue in South Daytona, and they're waiting for you to call now. 386-255-5880. Beach Boys Embroidery and Tees. Let Aloha Marine get you on the water with huge discounts on great brands like Bayliner, Carolina Skiff, Hurricane, Key West, and Regal. Pay as little as $169 a month with 10% down and approved credit. Don't wait. Get to Aloha Marine, 1700 North Nova Road, Holly Hill, Monday through Saturday. 47 years and always better than boat show prices. We're back from where it all began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host, Buzz McKim, and co-host, Rich Combs.
Well, it's another hot day here in Ponce Inlet, and we're having a great time, and Catthy Bridges is back with us. I was just handed a note from the audience, and you need to hear this. It says, I would like to donate 5, maybe more, NHRA Class Win trophies from the 1960. That's National Hot Rod Association. Real wood and marble, 18 inches to 2 foot tall, and they can come to you, and you can use these with your Mopar guys. How's that?
Glad to.
Or
Thank you.
auction them off, whatever. Bring
Thank you.
Yeah. And this comes from one of our regular visitors here, Doc. Everybody knows Doc, and he's a world-class motorcycle racer.
Thank you, Doc.
I was sort of hoping this was coming to me, but that's wonderful. So that's how volunteering comes along. So
great. Thank you.
There's a donation, and now we just need to get more people volunteering. I understand that Daytona Dodge is upped on. They came back to you and says, "Wow, this is such a big deal. We want to add some money and add some help and add some volunteers and support you." Tell us about that.
Okay, they are our title sponsor, and they are giving us $5,000, which is more than I've ever had from any one sponsor before ever. And they've been working on trying to help me update the website just a little and put out some different flyers, and Mark from marketing there is doing everything he can to help promote us. And well, that reminds me, can I talk about Jeeps for just a minute? Because that's one of their things it is Daytona Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Yeah.
Or Daytona Dodge Jeep Ram, I'm sorry. And we've added some more trophies because we want the Jeeps to come out, because Jeep is a Mopar. And from what Jeep Beach was, I heard there were like 3,000 Jeeps there. Can you imagine if I only had a fourth of all of those come? What we could have, our show that day. So I'm trying to encourage the Jeep groups and clubs to come also. So we've added some more trophies that I desperately need some sponsors for. Hint, hint. Trophy sponsors are $100 each, and I can tell you I've got quite a few still left. I need some people to help sponsor.
Wonderful. When they have Jeep Week, you said 3,000. I think that was in my parking lot at my condo. These boys get out. They go places. They don't sit around. If you go anywhere, you got a Jeep in front of you and one front and back of you, and every place you go, they've got the parking lot full. They turn out. So, and being a Mopar product, I know most of you understand this, but it's Mopar is Motor Parts Corporation or Association, and this is what Chrysler put together when they had Dodge and Plymouth and Chrysler. The different. Well, all the parts were basically the same, and so they had a parts group that could sell across all lines, and that's how people just called it Mopar. So now that Jeep's a part of the Chrysler Dodge group, that's why they join in, and it's great because they're going gangbusters at selling them. You've seen that.
Well, I want all the Jeeps at the show that I can get. And that's one of the things that hurt us last year in Myrtle Beach, was because Jeep Jam was the same weekend. They had to change it for the tides so that they could do their beach crawl. So I'm putting the word out now. Jeep people, you better be there.
Well,
and
excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's
The ones
okay.
that I have seen here at Daytona, like he says, they start at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're cruising up and down. So I think it's a great addition to your show.
We're going to have awards for all different types. Off-road, the muddiest Jeep chick for the female Jeep driver. And, yeah, so we're hoping to have, lots of them pre-register so that we can finalize our awards for exactly what we want to do for them. And we've also added another little aspect since I've talked to you for the show. It's something that we did every year in Myrtle, and it was our kids' show. So you know how they have the little Jeeps that they can, their parents have control, but they sit in and ride around, and there's a Challenger out also. Well, we have a kids' show, and they register just like their parents do, no charge, but they get a goodie bag full of little goodies and, coloring books and candy and whatever I come up with. Just like their parents get a goodie bag, and then they're going to be called up to the judges, and the judges will judge, and we have, as they parade around, and we have the top 3 future Moparian trophies. And those are being sponsored by Boogeyman's Garage in North Carolina.
Right there's your volunteer for that. He's going to do it.
All right,
He's going to volunteer.
Okay. Yeah, that's your thing.
Yeah,
all right,
we got him.
We can do that.
You
Speaking of judges, how are you lined up with the judges on Saturday?
Oh, well, I'll take any suggestions you can give me.
Well,
I've asked Rick Menendez to work on taking over getting our judges, and I'm not really sure who all he has right now, but we'll have some good ones, I promise, because one thing that I've always done is that no one judge can throw the scores anyway. We have at least 5 or 6 judges that I want to travel together, and one can be recorder real quick, and it can move along quickly. And one person does everybody's engine bay. One person does all the interiors. One does all of the paint. And one recorder, and they can move around quickly. And that way, there's not one person giving everybody a perfect 200 score and then somebody being very critical of it.
that's important.
That's the way the big shows do that. Usually there's 3, and you've got 2 that are real experts, and you got one that's training, and he's going to be online for next year. It's a good way to do it.
But in our audience, we have some real knowledgeable car people.
Yeah.
They may not be Mopar people.
That's okay.
But they know cars, and I look across here and I see quite a few of them.
Well, right after the show, please come talk to me.
You can put them.
We don't pay. We ask for volunteers, but I always come up with a gift for my judges.
Okay, well, they know cars, and there's several of them I see sitting out here, so you could pair one of them up with a Mopar expert and get them trained for future shows.
Yep.
And one of the things, too, is that we need people who are paired up where one knows classics more than the modern, because a lot of times, and I hate for people to come to the show and walk by a modern car and say, well, I can go see that at the dealership, because you can't.
That's right.
Because these cars are special to the people that have the modern cars, and it's how they customize them and how they make them their own. And we have a lot of theme cars. There's one car that will be there. It's called the Joker. And it is completely airbrushed all over. And it has every Joker that there's ever been, from Cesar Romero on up Heath Ledger or whoever did the last one. But the car is awesome. We have one who comes every year from Ohio, and he has the Slimer car, the Ghostbusters, and it's amazing what all he's done to that car, but he'll be there. He's already pre-registered.
Well, I thought you was talking about my car going to be the Joker. That's car show. That's what I thought you got.
You got the Prowler. That's special. No, those cars are great.
Yeah, we might get Mike to say a little bit about what he's bringing so people will know. I've told him already. I've seen this car. It's a winner. I mean, it's a winner.
And they all don't have to be themed cars like these are coming. I mean, cleanliness is next to godliness is the way I look at it.
Well, this will be the first car show that I have ever entered a car into. And
that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. And
I can hear him now.
And it is
I got my first trophy.
I don't know about that, but it was on my bucket list. And I'm bringing a 2001 Prowler that is a Plymouth. It is one of the last Plymouths made before they switched it over to Chrysler. It's orange and it's got a little customization, but it's not overdone in my opinion. And one of the most knowledgeable car people that I know, sitting right to your right, has looked it over and he said it's got just the right touches. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, it'll draw a crowd, I tell you. People will see it. And not only that, let me give you the background behind it. It's a Skip Foose designed car. That's the background to that car.
It has the Foose wheels on it.
And it's okay. And it's
Okay.
got all the neat classic changes that only car guys would notice. It's nothing gaudy. No mud flaps,
Right.
okay? No flags flying off the top. This is a Cremo car. So
And you know, it doesn't even have to be special car for our show. Anybody with a Mopar. I laugh and say, I am there to take your money.
oh, okay, with
I
that,
want money for our charities.
let's stop with the money
Okay.
and we'll take a break.
Okay.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. Racing's original North Turn is our broadcast headquarters. If you're looking for a good drink, great entertainment, and the best in food, they're right on the beach at Racing's original North Turn. Come on down to dinner tonight. Here are a couple of testimonials. These are actual testimonials from people who have enjoyed the North Turn. Been there many times, always great food and drinks, great location on the beach. And another, what a great experience. It's my new favorite restaurant in the Daytona Beach area, Racing's original North Turn on South Atlantic Avenue. That's A1A in Ponce Inlet, about 3.2 miles south of the Dunlawton Bridge and A1A intersection. It's Racing's original North Turn, a restaurant, museum, bar, gift shop, live music. That's Racing's North Turn. Racing's original North Turn has been voted by you Best Beach Bar Top 10 year after year after year. We're back from where it all began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host Buzz McKim and co-host Rich Combs.
Well, we stopped on the money, right?
Yes.
So now a member of our audience is stepping forward, and this is who we call the money man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, this is Tony the money man, and he's going to ask you a question or two.
And car knowledgeable.
Car knowledge, he knows his stuff.
Yes.
So he's going to be a judge?
He has that capability, I assure you.
He nodded his head.
Thank
County,
you.
Put him down. Put Tony down as a judge.
I will.
I actually had two questions.
Okay.
One of them is for the day of drag racing. If you have any diesel pickups, sign up.
I haven't yet.
I've just seen videos of those, and that's
It's exciting.
amazing horsepower and incredible speed. Even just having one of those would make the day worth it, I think.
Well, everybody hear that. If anybody has one, please get online and pre-register for me.
The other question is, muscle car era, there were dealers. Ford had Tasca Ford. Chevy, of course, had Yenko. Pontiac had Royal Bobcat. Dodge had Mr. Norm's Grand Spalding Dodge.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Chicago.
Actually, I am really good friends with Mr. Norm Jr.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Lee.
Are there any of those cars still around, and do they show up?
I actually at Carlisle, what was it, 4 years ago, they did the whole tribute to Mr. Norm, and the Mr. Norm cars were there. I have a friend, James Peach, who has one. And like I said, Lee and Michelle, Mr. Norm's son and daughter-in-law, are good friends of ours. Lee has been down to our show. Gosh, he brought me a ton of stuff one year that had been signed that we used with our silent auctions. So yeah, Grand Spalding and Mr. Norm.
Excellent.
You can find him on Facebook. He has Mr. Norm's memorabilia.
I hope some of his group comes down and is represented here. And to tie along with Tony's question about a diesel, have you got any all-electric signed up?
We had a Hornet last year, but I don't have one yet this year. I don't know.
Because they can generate some horsepower.
Right.
Yeah.
They're supposed. I think the husband's bringing his, but I haven't. It was a husband and wife, and the last I heard, and they have not pre-registered yet, so don't hold me to this, but the last he messaged a while back was that they were going to take the train down. And so I don't know what
Well, I
car,
hope he's
but
listening.
She had
and-
a
and-
brand new
and he come-
Hornet last year.
I hope he's listening and he comes down and joins us for the week of partying.
And that's what it is. It's a week of getting to make new friends and renew old friendships, and people gathering from all over the country. Because we had one from Oklahoma that came for the last 4 years.
That's marvelous.
And it's family. It's a big, huge Mopar family. And that's what we advertise as. We're the vacation for the Mopar enthusiast. And what better place than Daytona?
This is the place it should be.
Absolutely. World's most famous beach, right?
Right.
North Turn. I
Right.
think it's world's most famous bar. I think where can you go? You're sitting inside, but you're looking outside, and the waves are breaking, the sun's shining, people are out on the beach. This is a wonderful place to be.
And this place is on our scavenger hunt that we plan to pass out a list of all of our sponsors or supporters with their addresses and put them on a scavenger hunt that we pass out Tuesday evening at our meet and greet and tell people these are the businesses that have supported us. Please go out, pay them back, support us by going. So North Turn Restaurant is on our list.
That's very important to support the people that's helping this project out.
I'm hoping on the Friday before the big show that we can fill that parking lot up across the street there with Mopars.
Well, anybody that does not go to the drag strip, which I'm hoping everybody will go, but that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
And I've also been working with the city of Daytona. They do a food truck
Yeah.
festival
Yes.
on a Friday night. And I had been talking to Mr. Al, and he was working with the city to see if they could shut down Beach Street just for us on Friday night.
Wow.
So,
Now that's big.
That's
well,
big.
we're
I'll be there.
hoping. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
He emailed me a couple of weeks ago and was wanting to know exactly what all he needed to present to the city.
Yeah.
And I've had the marketing director from the Tourist Bureau of Daytona reach out to me. And a lot of it hinges on how much out of state we can bring in this year. But he tells me there's big bucks for advertising for us if we can show. And so far I've got 14 states pre-registered.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's good.
Well, it sounds like the city of Daytona Beach is really working with you or trying to work with you and being your first. I'm sure they're measuring what they can do. So we just need to bust it wide open so there will be no hesitation in the future for you.
Right.
They'll
That's
want to
what I'm
participate.
hoping
There
and
we go.
praying for
Yep.
every day.
Yep.
Well,
that we can make a good showing.
Beach Street, usually on Friday nights, a pretty good car corral going on, just people coming through. If you think about this number of Mopars and you tell them they're all going to meet, there's lots of restaurants and places to be. I can see that being full, just absolutely full. That's wonderful. That's an event.
At our meet and greet last year, I think we had 130 cars,
Okay.
and had that many at the Dodge dealership in Pawleys Island, where we did a cruise in on Wednesday, middle of the week. And that's one thing that we're going to do when we go out to Mike Burgess's place in DeLand is have a cruise out there. Hopefully we can keep everybody together.
Well, let me give you a little idea when you're talking about money.
Mhm.
You know, I've been to other shows, And when they have a light night, they go out and take pictures. And then they sell T-shirts with the light night on it. These fluorescent blues and greens and reds, and you see cars all over them. They sell those T-shirts like hotcakes because you wouldn't think somebody would want a nighttime view of cars, but they sell them. They're really big, so that's good.
And we will have a photographer at the drag strip to take pictures of your car on the strip at the show and the light show.
Wonderful.
So
good deal.
he'll be taking pictures, and then you can pre-order there at the show on Saturday or get with them during the week.
That's super. Well, and you're selling regular T-shirts, I'm sure.
We have our event T-shirt that we do, a special one just for us every year. And I know it's kind of corny, but we have our little bee.
That's okay.
That we had a graphic designer do. It's similar to the Scat Pack bee, but it's more caricature, cartoon. But we make sure we put that on all of our event stuff every year so that everybody can see that, and when they see that, they know immediately that's Mopar's at the beach.
Wonderful.
That's wonderful, yes.
Yeah, okay. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with a guest from the audience.
All right. It's something.
The caution flag is out. Time for a break. We'll be right back with the Legends of Racing radio show. Daytona Flea and Farmers Market is still the one for great savings and the best variety. Whether you need flowers and trees for your home or you're looking for great prices on Daytona Beach souvenirs, the market is the place to go. The market features 1,000 booths, 2 air-conditioned malls, a restaurant, and 9 snack shacks. Hops Grill features gourmet burgers and garden blend salads. Treat yourself to a great variety of brat and hot dog creations at the Dog House, or enjoy a refreshing drink at the Seltzer Oasis. The market is open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and is 90% undercover, so you can shop rain or shine. There's never a charge for parking or admission. Enjoy our monthly classic car cruise-in on the first Saturday of every month, and garage sale weekend, the third weekend of every month. See all we have to offer at DaytonaFleaMarket.com or like us on Facebook. Discover Daytona's most unique shopping experience, the Daytona Flea and Farmers Market, just a mile west of the Speedway. We're back from where it all began, racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host Buzz McKim and co-host Rich Combs.
Okay, we're back with Catthy, and she's telling us all kind of stuff we didn't hear the first time around. At least it's coming back to me where I can register it. And there's a week here. It looks like I'm pretty well taken up. I'm going to everything.
I just marked the calendar off.
Yeah, just scream. Yeah. Okay, we have one of our weekly guests, long-timer, hot rodder. Man.
New knee.
Yeah, and he's got a bionic knee now. So this is
I
Bill.
have two.
Hi there. How are you?
Hey.
The first thing I want to tell you is thank you so much for all you do, along with all your people.
Thank
that
you.
goes without saying, but thank you again.
Thank you.
Second question or thing I want to point out to you is maybe to go over the dates and locations again.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of car clubs in and around Daytona. Buzz McKim, our long-lost host, his sister is president of one of these clubs. So you might want to get that out to Patty and tell her about this. And there are others, all within a 25-mile radius that they really need to know about this so they could get there. And
What club is it?
Well, hers is Daytona Beach Street Rods.
Daytona Beach Street Rods.
And there's the
Okay.
East Coast Cruisers. They have a East Coast Cruisers has a car show. Not to give a plug. The first Saturday of every month at the second Saturday, pardon me, at Port Orange Civic
Okay.
Center. So,
I've been up there one night, yes.
So there's a lot of people out there that could get the word out very rapidly to you.
And one of the guys on our board is that's helping us that we've formed, and he's there every week, and he was supposed to be passing out flyers for me and talking to people there too,
Yeah,
and then
well,
I've been one time.
It's good, Dad, because I kind of get shunned because I'm a Ford guy.
We won't hold that against you.
Hey, it is what it is.
You know,
But-
that's the only car I've never owned one.
But the question I'd like to have that my daughter said I should ask you is we know some veterans up north that are really severely handicapped from a desert storm, etc. How do they go about applying to maybe get one of your Afghans or quilts
Okay,
or
Quilts
whatever?
of Valor. Quilts of Valor is a national organization, and there's chapters all over the country. So if they will go online to QOVF.org, Quilts of Valor Foundation, QOVF.org, then you can search for your state and who's there. And that was the first place, or first thing I did trying to find Volusia counties, but I didn't get a response back. Yeah. So I'm hoping that next year I'll be able to find them, but we had to move on with,
Sure.
setting up which charities we were going to do
Good.
to start with. But yes,
Good.
and if they can't find one, call me. Let me call my person, Joan Wobbleton, up in Myrtle Beach, and Joan and Jim Wobbleton will help me find anything.
Perfect. And if last but not least, if you could go over the schedule once again and locations
Okay.
so people get. Thank you again for what you do.
Thank
you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
And that's a good idea. Let's get this in people's minds of what's
Okay.
happening and when. And
Okay, Tuesday.
and
I'm sorry.
I'm jumping in. I'm so excited. I want to ask questions.
Telephone, telegraph, and tell
yeah.
Catthy, and she'll talk.
Tell me the event that you have that if you were here and you could only go to one, which one would you go to?
Oh, the show, I can't help
Okay.
it.
All
Can't
right.
help it. Next would be the light show,
All right.
because there's lots of cars that's amazing how they light
All
up.
right. Give us a recap on the events.
Okay, Tuesday evening, October 1st, is our meet and greet from 5 till 8 or 9 at Twin Peaks in Daytona. And also the Twin Peaks girls will be out to the show. So all the guys that want pictures made with their car, yes.
That's going to be that's going to be the one I'm going to be there for.
Okay, we'll
I'm
make sure.
pre-registered for that one.
We'll make sure that we get the girls to you. Okay, that was Tuesday. Wednesday is the cookout. It's pre-registration only online at moparsatthebeach.org. And that's out at Mike Burgess's place in DeLand. And we'll meet at the Daytona Beach Racing Card Club that morning at about 9. And we'll cruise, hopefully as a group. I've usually got police when we would go to Darlington, but I haven't lined up anybody yet for this.
You're going to need it.
Call Mike Chicwood.
Okay, you tell me who later where I can write it down, and I'll definitely. But if we'll cruise out to his place in DeLand, and that's until 5 that afternoon. And Thursday is our lighting show at the Daytona Beach Racing Card Club that evening, and it will be back around where the dog track was. We'll be actually on what was the dog track around the pond, and I'll have food trucks and a couple of vendors there.
Now, people on 95 northbound, what are they going to think when they see you guys turn your lights on?
I hope they can see us.
They'll hit the next exit.
And I hope we bring a crowd out to see, because that's, that helps our food truck vendors also.
Yeah.
And, gets the word out about us, too. And we had probably 100, maybe 150 cars last year that were just in and out. There were 93 parking spaces, I remember, at the restaurant, and we packed those of just the cars with the lights, and then we went over into an old mall. So that's Thursday evening. Friday, we'll meet you at Orlando Speed World, and that's from 9 till 5 that day. and the Beach Street closure for the Food Truck Festival. Everybody's invited now, but I don't know any details for us yet. It's just in the process as kind of an extra event.
Good.
And then registration for the show on Saturday. It's in City Center Municipal Park in Port Orange. And that's all around the lake. It's a gorgeous venue to have one with the tree-lined street there that we'll park on. And registration opens at 8:30, and that's when we'll let people come in to park. And hopefully, since I'm getting judges here today that know what they're doing, then hopefully we can have awards by 4. That's usually the time I try to shoot for. Sometimes it's been dark, but it depends on how many cars and how well the judges do.
Okay, I'm going to nominate Skip to be a judge.
Okay?
He's signed up, right, Skip? Raise your right hand.
Just, guys, please see me after this so I can get everybody's name and phone number down and everything.
It's a great park to have a show in. It's shaded,
Beautiful.
beautiful, cool. Let's take a break, okay?
The caution flag is out. The
Time for a
Legends of
break.
Racing
We'll be
radio
right back
show
with the
originates
Legends of
live
Racing Radio
from the
Show.
very spot where
Welcome
beach
Homewood
began.
Suites by
Racing's
Hilton and
original
Daytona Beach.
North Turn
You're right
Beach
in the
Bar
middle
and
of all
Grill.
the action.
Join us
Daytona
next time
International
for the
Speedway,
Legends of
the
Racing
airport,
Radio Show
One Daytona,
with host
Florida's
Buzz
newest
McKim
entertainment and
and
retail
co-host
destination,
Rich Coe.
and of course, the world's most famous beach. You'll love our newly remodeled 1- and 2-bedroom suites, along with our popular King Studios. You won't need your full kitchen, as Homewood Suites Daytona serves up complimentary breakfast and evening social. It's like home away from home. Go to HomewoodDaytona.com for Homewood Suites by Hilton in Daytona Beach.
We're back from where it all began. Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing radio show continues with your host Buzz McKim and co-host Rich Combs.
Okay, that was a good rundown on the events. I honestly can't say I'm not going to be at every one of them, and I'll be a volunteer at the ones you need me. But I'm going to enjoy this show. I love Mopars. I love all race cars. You know, it just can't be one thing. So at this point, we got another longtime participant here on the radio
And
show.
this is one of my volunteers, too. This is
That's
Larry.
Larry James,
Hi,
yeah.
Catthy.
I've already got him down.
Hi, Catthy. I have a quick question. Do you know who won the last NASCAR race in the Dodge?
No.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. 1977 at Ontario Speedway, but it was Neil Bonnet.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I wish Dodge was still in NASCAR.
Don't we all?
And Toyota wasn't. Being a firm UAW guy, that's like how that goes.
Now,
Anyways,
what year was that?
UAW?
No,
You
what
know-
year?
Oh, 1977, the last year that
Okay,
Dodge.
yeah. I was finished school then. I was making sure.
Yeah. Good long time ago.
Yeah, don't say that.
Well, I graduated in 73, so I know it's a good long time
I'm
ago.
a 71.
Yeah, it's a good long time ago. Anyways, we're on the right side of the dirt, and you're doing wonderful things, and that's what it's all about.
And
I
what
appreciate
else
you
could I
giving
do in
back.
my retirement, you know?
One of the things we talked about Jeep Beach, I want to give them a quick shout out because they come here, and on Sunday morning they go up and down this beach and pick up all their shit from the weekend, and we really
you say
appreciate
that word on radio?
Yeah, you can say that. We're X-rated.
Okay.
But they do. They go down there and they pick up all their stuff up and down the beach. You know,
That's awesome.
It is. And we get truckers here that don't respect anything. So we're happy to have the beach people, Jeep Beach people come here.
But while you're on the topic of that, I want everybody at our show to please clean up after yourselves.
Absolutely.
Very much.
There'll be
important.
trash cans everywhere, and we'll have 3 park attendants there that day. That was part of the rental. But don't leave a mess for them and me to have to clean up.
Well, I got gloves and garbage bags, so if you need help cleaning that stuff up, we'll get her done.
That's
But
my job after the show every
yes,
year.
ma'am. We need to do that. It's more respectful for the area, and it's like, I know you got a great thing going here, and we're going to make it better and better every year. So we appreciate you being here. Thank you, Catthy.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Hey, Rich, we've got a celebrity here in the audience that we have not yet mentioned.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, Catthy here has become one of our families here, but we got, as everybody knows, Mopar Judy's here.
Whoa!
And she's actually on the board of this
Yes.
organization. So we need to give a shout out to her and thank her for donating her time and being a sponsor in this event as well. But as a board member, that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. She will guide you. She will run you in the right direction.
I need all the help I can get, and I tried to form a board of people from different areas and different expertise. I've got 2 from Jacksonville Mopars. I've got 1 from Mopars of America here. I've got Mopar Judy. I've got Rick Menendez for drag racing, Mike Clifford for drag racing. So we're not a club. We're an association of like-minded people that want to raise money for charities through the love of our cars. So
what more can you say? I mean, that's just perfect.
Great.
You want to run for office? There's an election coming up. You're saying the right stuff, girl.
Well, you can't compete against her main sponsor, though, right now.
Right. Can't do that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you have anything else you want to say today about the things you're doing or the volunteers or?
It's just if there's any businesses out there or anyone that can call me up and tell me who to go to. I've been struggling with trying to get, because that's how we make most of our money during the week, is that I had a plastic shoebox that I could not squeeze another gift card into for shows in the Myrtle area, restaurants and everything. And we had raffle prizes all week long. And that's gift cards that they could come out like here to the North Turn and use. And if you have a gift card for $25, you know you're bringing your whole family and they're going to spend a whole lot more.
100, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm struggling getting those. And it's like starting all over again like it was in 2016 where no one knew me in Myrtle. And nobody knows me here. So if there's any businesses, restaurants, or anything that you can direct me to go to get a gift card or a gift basket or something for our raffles, please reach out to me, and I'll be glad. I know Bria and I made like 7 trips up here to Daytona in 2 weeks, and I live at Merritt Island. So I don't mind coming up or going anywhere at all, any business. I even have a furniture store that has donated a couple of pictures for us. I mean, I take anything, okay? Anything to sell those raffle tickets.
Well, the fans of Legends of Racing radio show here and in person and those listening to us, they know who you are now. And you're going to, support will continue to grow for you.
Thank you. I hope. Pray every day.
Yes.
Well, I'm still thrilled about the fact you're here. I talked to you earlier about where you're going to grow to. I can see your growth being phenomenal because everything you're doing is good. You got the right frame of mind of making that happen.
And it seems like here, everybody knows everybody. Like Mike Clifford told me to contact Judy, and he contacted. And she was friends with Mike Burgess. We were having the cookout. And he was friends with Randy Dye at Daytona Dodge. And it's just one person knows another person, and they've all directed me who to go to. And it's like a big Mopar family here in Daytona.
It's good.
And it's an entirely different scene here from the way it was in Myrtle.
Well, when they say the world's most famous beach, the world's most beautiful beach, it goes for the people.
People
That's
also,
what it's about.
yes.
And they're going to come to you on this. They're going to be with you. And, you know, I just can't imagine how much benefit this is going to bring to the community in terms of dollars. Every restaurant, every little food store, every little 7-Eleven, every fancy restaurant, these people are going to be there. You know, a guy that's got a $50,000 car or a $100,000 car, he didn't come in and eat a hot dog. You know, he spends some money.
I laugh and joke and call them the high rollers.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's a great place to be, and we're glad to have you here.
And I want to prove to the Tourist Bureau here in Daytona that we can bring the people in each year, so that hopefully I can get some of that money from them that can be used for more advertising to advertise more all over the country. Because right now I rely mainly on Facebook.
Well,
and Instagram, TikTok.
Well, we're glad we can help you here on Racing Radio.
Thank
we
you.
really are. We want you to be out there. And, you know, yeah, it's hot. We don't have that many guests today. And quite frankly, I might not be here today if it was this hot and I knew it was humid. But guess what? There's a lot of people listening in. And you're getting to them, and that's going to start coming to you. And we may still have to have you back again. And
All you got to do is call me.
I'm going to plead
Chatty Catthy.
Chatty Catthy. I'm going to plead to our big man here, Mike. Say, Mike, set us up something here at North Turn on the Friday that you're here, the Friday that we're having the show. Let's fill that parking lot up.
The day of, I'll be at the drag strip.
I'll do this. No, I won't do this. We'll get somebody. We'll get Mike to do it.
I can come the week before.
All right. Anyway, we're at a point where I want to say thank you again. This has been a great show.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
Catthy.
so much.
Mike, you got anything?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody. This is my last show. Mike got my service package ready, I'm sure. But it has been a thrill. It's something I thought I would never do. I've enjoyed it. And he's going to be taking back over this chair. And, again, I appreciate everybody accepting me and welcoming. So thank you so much.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bow.
The Legends of Racing radio show originates live from the very spot where beach racing began, racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. Join us next time for the Legends of Racing radio show with host Buzz McKim and